You're purchasing a car, and you're going to finance $9,500 for 36 months at an APR of 5% compounded monthly. So we have a formula for loans, like for car loans or mortgages, and that formula was to determine a monthly payment, and it was capital M for monthly payment is equal to P, the amount of money you're borrowing, times, and then here it gets a little messy. So we've got R over 12 times 1 plus R over 12 to the T divided by 1 plus R over 12 to the T minus 1. All right, and now we just need to identify what all these letters are so that we can plug in the appropriate numbers. So M is the monthly payment, so that's what I'm looking for. So I need to be able to figure out what P, R, and T are and plug them in to calculate the monthly payment. All right, P is the amount the loan is for. So P is stands for principal or present value, and that would be $9,500. Okay, little r is your APR as a decimal, and then I just divide it by 12. So 0.05 divided by 12 is 0.004166666666. So I think I'm just going to leave it as 0.05 over 12 for now, times 1 plus 0.05 over 12. Capital T is the total number of payments I'm going to make. So if I'm going to make monthly payments for 36 months, that means I'm going to make 36 payments. Right? For 3 years, I'm paying monthly payments. All right, and then this is going to be 1 plus 0.05 divided by 12 to the 36 minus 1. All right, so now I'm going to have my calculator do all the hard work for me here. All I have to do is make sure I follow the order of operations in simplifying this expression, and I will have the monthly payments. So 0.05 over 12, that number pops up a lot in this formula. So I'm going to type in 0.05 divided by 12. I'm just going to store that number because it's kind of a long decimal. So I'm going to hit store that as the letter A. Many calculators have a way to store a number. In fact, nearly all calculators do. If you can't do that or you don't want to figure out how to do that, just write down the long decimal. It's going to look messy, but it will work. All right, so that is the letter A. So now in this bracket here, I'm going to work on the top of the fraction first. And on the top of this fraction, I'm going to work on the parentheses first. So I have to do 1 plus 0.05 over 12, which I stored as the letter A. And then I'm going to raise that to the 36th power. And then I have to multiply all that by 0.05 over 12, which is the letter A. All right, so this is now simplified to 9,500 times, my numerator is 0.0048 something. I might store that as a letter. Maybe I'll store that as the letter B. And then I'm going to divide by my denominator. So now I'll work on that. So that is 1 plus the letter A. 0.05 over 12 is stored as the letter A. Raise that to the 36th power. Subtract 1. And I get 0.1614. And that decimal keeps going as well. All right, so I now need to do 0.0048. I stored that as the letter B, so I'll call that back up. Divided by that 0.1614, which is the last answer I had in my calculator. So I get 0.02997. So this is 9,500 times 0.02997 which comes out to, when I multiply by 9,500, my monthly payment is $284.72. All right, and then for part B, we're supposed to figure out the total amount of interest I'm going to pay for this car. So my actual cost is $9,500. If I could hand them $9,500 today, I wouldn't have to pay any interest. I could have the car and walk away. But what I'm paying is $284.72 per month for 36 months. So take that $284.72 times 36 months, and I get $10,249.92. So instead of $9,500, I'm actually paying $10,249.92. So subtract what the actual cost was, and the remainder is all interest charges. So my interest is $749.92. So for the convenience of being able to finance the purchase of the car over time, you have to pay an extra $749.92.